Welcome back to another video, man. Today, we are going to break down the two moves the Saints have made that they made yesterday. So I can get to it. Sometimes I'd be late to the news, but it's alright. I would rather be late and accurate than be first and inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? Alright, but anyway, so the first move, the move that technically came first, so the New Orleans Saints waived cornerback Jeremiah McClendon. All right. Now, for those that don't know, Jeremiah McClendon was a UDFA cornerback out of Southern Illinois. For a second, I almost said Missouri. I don't know why, but out of Southern Illinois. Okay. Now, the Southern Illinois cornerback stint in New Orleans was short-lived. But at least if anybody's ever asked them, hey, did you make the NFL? You can technically say yes. The New Orleans Saints announced they've waived Southern Illinois undrafted free agent cornerback Jeremiah McClendon as a corresponding move for the signing of linebacker Jackson Sirmon that we'll get to right after this. All right. After beginning his college career at Charleston Southern in 2022 and redshirting at FIU in 2023, the Delray Beach, Florida native finished at Southern Illinois. McClendon earned All-American and All-Missouri Valley Football Conference first team honors in 2025 after recording 60 tackles, 41 solo, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, tied the school's single-season record, a forced fumble, and a blocked kick in 12 games. So that's probably where I thought of Missouri because he played in the Missouri Valley Conference. Now, don't rule a potential practice squad opportunity in New Orleans or even another shot before the preseason begins for the 23-year-old defensive back. McClendon's production, ball skills, and experience could still give him an opportunity to continue developing at the next level. Now, look, I didn't think Jeremiah McClendon was going to make the Saints roster. However, the Saints cornerback room, I do think, is still 50. And it's weird because, 2 years ago, before week 1, I thought the Saints had one of the best corner rooms in the league with Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, and that was Kool-Aid's rookie year. And now we're sitting here with probably one of the worst, so it's whatever. But to be fair, Lattimore and Paulson Adebo did make up some great football play, but yeah. But yeah, so the Saints ended up waiving UDFA Jeremiah McClendon. And now my opinion on this, though, I do agree with this move because Jeremiah McClendon, in my opinion, was never going to make the 53-man roster. Now, that's not saying he won't be able to make the team. But, I mean, and it was the first day of OTA, so it's crazy. But, him being undrafted, I do feel, he was a lower priority for the Saints. But, hey. What in the world is this? Okay, I don't know what that was. But yeah, so that is the end of Jeremiah McClendon for now. But now let's talk about the Saints signing linebacker Jackson Sirmon. Let's do that. And he's actually the son of Saints linebacker coach Peter Sirmon. So, I hope this is not a Nepo hire, so we're about to read into it. On Wednesday, the New Orleans Saints added potential depth to their linebacker unit with the signing of Jackson Sirmon. To make roster space for Sirmon, the Saints waived undrafted rookie cornerback Jeremiah McClendon, that we just talked about. Entering his second season, Sirmon is also expected to compete for a spot with the special teams units. He may have gotten on the team's radar at the 2024 Senior Bowl when special teams coordinator Phil Galliano coached the kicking units. Sirmon played collegiately with the California Golden Bears. However, he began his college career with the Washington Huskies in 2018. He was with the Huskies for 4 seasons, finally earning a primary role on defense in the 2021 campaign. His 92 combined tackles led Washington that season, with 4 of those for loss along with an interception. In 2022, Sirmon transferred to Cal, where he would get to play for father Peter Sirmon, a defensive assistant at the time, for his final 2 seasons. Jackson led the Bears with 104 total stops in 2022, including leading the Pac-12 with 55 assisted tackles. He'd also have 3.5 sacks among his 6 tackles for loss and added an interception and 4 pass breakups. A biceps injury limited Sirmon to only 6 games in 2023, finishing with an interception along with a sack and 3 tackles for loss among 49 total stops. Sirmon was not selected. Sirmon was not selected in the 2024 NFL Draft, instead getting signed by the New York Jets as an undrafted rookie. He spent the entire 2024 campaign and most of 2025 on the Jets practice squad. Sirmon would appear in 1 game last season, getting 18 special team snaps against the Carolina Panthers. He's also logged 67 special team snaps between the 2024 and 2025 preseasons, to go with 131 defensive snaps. In college, Sirmon was an instinctive defender that could rapidly process and react to opposing offenses, especially against the run. He was a sure tackler and played with good physicality. 2 reasons that likely caused Sirmon to go undrafted in 2024 were his lack of sideline-to-sideline speed and limitations in coverage, particularly in man-to-man responsibilities. Listed at 6 feet 2 inches and 240 pounds, Jackson Sirmon will compete for a linebacker spot with the Saints at a position that includes Caden Ellis, Danny Stutzman, Isaiah Stallbird, and Jalen Ford. He'll also be reunited with his father in New Orleans. Peter Simon is entering his 2nd year as the Saints linebacker coach. Peter was also an NFL linebacker for 6 years with the Tennessee Titans from 2000 through 2006. After playing collegiately with the Oregon Ducks and being a 4th-round choice in the 2000 NFL Draft. Alright, there it is. So yeah, how do y'all feel about the signing of Jackson Sirmon? In my opinion, I don't think he's gonna make the team. I think this is a practice guy, practice squad guy. Mainly because, unless Jackson Sirmon, absolutely stands out in OTAs and training camp and mini camp or whatever, he has a long shot because he has to compete with Danny Stutzman, who was your 4th-round pick a year ago. He has to compete with Caden Ellis, who you just signed to a 3-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. And Isaiah Stallbird, he could maybe get the edge on Stallbird, but Isaiah Stallbird, hey, he played, whenever he was in the game last year, he had a couple moments, man. You remember the one time where he jumped over the line? The dude is athletic, so he's gonna have to compete with him. And last but not least, Jalen Ford. He was also a draft choice a couple years ago, but that was a different regime that picked him. Well, not really a different regime. That was a different head coach that picked them, but it's whatever. So, how do y'all feel about the waiving of Jeremiah McClendon and the signing of Jackson Sirmon in the comments below? Let me know. You can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Come On In Sports Network. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another future upload. And I'm leaving as always with a who dat and don't be a Cans fan.